Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to part 23 of What If Naruto Went With Itachi. Get this one to 100 like as usual. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But before you enjoy this video, go ahead and check out the new series that I started on my second channel, Naruto, the God of Shinobi. And on this channel, I just posted a new episode of What If Naruto Went Dark. So go ahead and enjoy. Yeah guys, remember share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and click the red subscribe button and be a part of Anime King family. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Start the intro. So to do a bit of a recap, the last time we left off, it was Naruto's birthday, where everyone was enjoying having a little taijutsu battle with Naruto. And then, Team 7 watched as they saw the light fade in Naruto's eyes, as he dropped down and fell unconscious. Something had happened to him. There was a huge explosion, and Itachi then was behind Naruto, as Naruto got up, as he was wearing his Akatsuki ring. What? Everyone said as they looked at Naruto to see a totally different expression on his face. Was he a traitor? Everyone thought. So basically that was the last time, but you guys can check it out and enjoy. Everyone who had shown up at the party stared at Naruto, who was forming hand signs at the time. He had betrayed them and gone back to the ones who wanted to kill him. What the hell was going on? Sakura sat against a tree, silently with tears falling down. She couldn't help it but cry. She has been getting so close to Naruto. We're to the point that she even liked him more than Sasuke. But now, she wasn't so sure what was going on with him. Why all of a sudden? As Sasuke stood with Kakashi, as his eyes were full of tears. He had been best friends with Naruto. Naruto was his first friend, and the only one who he could really get along with. Kakashi stared at Naruto, his sensei's son. He couldn't believe what was going on at the moment. He had trust Naruto. Naruto had lead them into danger and getting them all out alive. Which at that moment Kakashi respected him. Was this some kind of trick? Or was something really wrong? Kakashi didn't understand. Sasuke moved closer to the crying Sakura and helped her up. She was unsteady on her legs at first, but then stood strong. You know what we have to do, right Sakura? Sasuke asked silently and softly. Sakura nodded as she pulled out a vial with purple liquid from her pouch. Sasuke, get everyone in the area out and fast. I am going to set up the mist. Sakura whispered and Sasuke nodded as he instantly signaling Kakashi, who nodded and moved towards the people. Naruto finished his hand signs and slammed his hand on the ground. A hawk about the size of the Hokage's tower showed up. Its wing was gold and underneath was a bright white. Its beak was red and his eyes were shining gold, with black talons finish off the vicious look. Naruto, it's been a while since you summoned me. After all, I'm the boss of the Hawks. The Hawk said. Naruto didn't reply. Itachi, did you use that thing on him? The Hawk turned and asked Itachi. Itachi simply nodded. Oh, I see. He's under your control. That was not what I wanted, said Itachi. You know that this will backfire on you, and you know it. Itachi simply nodded. I know, but right now I have to get him back to the headquarters and fast. The Hawk nodded, but he knew that he wasn't summoned to run. But first, let me guess. You want me to take out the Slug and Toad, right? The Hawk asked. Itachi simply nodded. So with super speed, the Hawk took off with Naruto on his back. As he did that, a purple mist surrounded the area as it settled around Itachi, making him feel lightheaded and nauseous. Great! Some kind of medical jutsu, Itachi said as he jumped out of the mist, back into the woods with the other Akatsuki members. At this moment, most of them were dead. Kakazu and Hidan were both dead. Well, Hidan more buried alive. As they tried to retrieve the 8 tails, Sasori and Deidara end up dying after trying to retrieve the 8 tails as well. But only after they caught the one-tailed Shikaku. The Akatsuki was moving up with their plan of capturing the Bijus. Kisame went along with the other two, Sasori and Deidara, and it was easy after they get rid of Gaara-san. Kisame trapped him in a water bubble and they extract the one tail out of him. Pain has also done a lot over the short period of time. He killed the man behind the mask. Pain, with his 6th path, decided that he wasn't going to let this man in the shadows take control of the Akatsuki, so he revolted and killed the man behind the mask. Pain didn't want to destroy the world or control it. He wanted it to become an image he always sees in his mind, and he wanted Naruto to do that. As Pain went with the 6th path as they captured the 8 tails. Naruto was now facing off against the Sannins as he was being controlled by something that Itachi did to him. Naruto was losing to the Sannins. He could take on one, but not the 2 of them. He was still in his young body. There has been no time skip. Naruto is still a kid. Even though he's powerful, he couldn't take on the 2 of them so easily. Pain then saw the Hawk disappear as a giant wolf appeared with white fangs and white sharp claws as he slashed at the Sannins. Very powerful wolf with Naruto on the top of his head. Tsunade had tears in her eyes as she saw there was a slash on the top of Naruto's head. As it was leaking down, blood was leaking, dropping off of his chin. Jiraiya was fighting Naruto, catching Naruto in one of his attacks, slashing him on the forehead. Right now Naruto was bleeding heavily. She didn't want to go so strong against Naruto, but she realized that she didn't have no choice. Naruto was fighting on the intent to kill, but he was now kneeling on the wolf's head. His body was weakened by their attacks. "You two have hurt Naruto. How dare you," the wolf said in a female voice, sounding roar with anger. As the wolf kept tearing Katsuya in her teeth as she had to break apart. Gamabunta had to keep jumping high into the air to avoid the wolf slashing at him, coming with intent to seriously hurt them. Jiraiya was sweating horribly as that wolf that Naruto summoned had more energy than Gamabunta and Katsuya combined. They couldn't stand this at all. The Toad and the Slug were tiring quickly, and the Slug kept on using her power to reform herself after the wolf tear her apart. Neither of them would last much longer, but by the looks of it, Naruto wouldn't be able to neither. He was losing a lot of blood, and even with his powers to heal fast, he was still losing a lot of blood. Not that Jiraiya cared at the moment, thinking that the boy had lied and played them to learn the Toad summoning technique, as everyone thought at the moment that Naruto betrayed them all. So with the intent of ending it soon, Jiraiya told Gamabunta to do something really stupid. As he lifted up his hand, started to gather as much chakra as he could the remaining chakra in his body as he created a Rasengan. More than a supermassive Rasengan, he kept on pumping chakra into it as Gamabunta put his sword forward as he launched at the wolf. As Jiraiya came down with a supermassive Rasengan with about 2 sizes larger. But then Naruto fell to his injuries. Even though he was in a controlled state, he still wasn't unable to feel his injuries as he passed out and the wolf disappeared in a puff of smoke as Naruto hit the ground as he was out cold. As Jiraiya jumped off the toad and came down with Rasengan, smashing it down. But Itachi had already gotten Naruto out of the way. But if it wasn't for Itachi, Naruto would be dead right now. As Itachi looked over Naruto, he was unconscious and he was losing a lot of blood. That was never a good sign in battle. Itachi then threw Naruto on his back and ran to the waiting spot where the others were waiting for him. Pain looked at Itachi, then Naruto, as he saw Naruto's condition. "Alright, we got what you wanted. Now it's time to leave," said Pain, as all of them dispersed into the trees. Itachi was about to jump off when he stopped as he looked back, as Sakura was there staring at Itachi. As she said, "Why?" "Naruto, why?" Sakura said. As Itachi said, "I am sorry, but it is for his own good." As Itachi shunned Shin out of there, Sakura fell to her knees, tears running down as she tried to cover her face, as she couldn't help it but cry. As Sasuke went over and tried to comfort her, but he was unable to because her heart felt like it tear. Through these past years being with Naruto, Naruto and her has gotten really close, to all of the point when he was scared, he always wrapped his arms around Sakura, and she was beginning to like it and like him. She didn't have that crazy obsession with Sasuke anymore. She was beginning to like Naruto, where to the point it seemed like they were actually dating, but they were not. They were just so close. And now this, as she couldn't deal with this at the moment, as she passed out all of the stress and the worry, as Sasuke picked her up, as Kakashi was right behind him. They needed to be together at the moment, as there was nothing anyone could do to make Team 7 feel better, as they all wish that Naruto would come back with a bunch of clones and say that this was a prank and it was just a joke. Sakura was now resting in her bed as Sasuke was at the personal training ground punching away at the logs as he was breaking the trees in pieces with a single kick as he enhanced his kicks and his punches with chakra. Naruto and Kakashi had taught him a lot of things to increase his speed and his strength, but mostly Naruto had taught him a lot over the years. Sasuke was crying as he couldn't think and understand why his friend Naruto would just betray everyone like that and leave the village. Naruto was part of a criminal group and lied to them. Or maybe he hadn't. Sasuke thought. With wide eyes, he realized something. Kakashi was behind Sasuke as he saw Sasuke quickly turn around to him. "Kakashi," said Sasuke. When Naruto was fighting, his movements, they were like robotic. His eyes were blank. Naruto was being controlled. "For God's sake, he wasn't talking," said Sasuke as he moved away from the ruckus he has created as his knuckles were bleeding from punching the tree too hard. Kakashi nodded as he think about it as well, as it got clearer and clearer when Naruto was facing off against everyone in the taijutsu. His eyes were turning dull. That must be the reason. Something was starting to affect him by then. Sasuke then turned around as he slammed his fist into the tree again. Damn it, damn it, damn it! Who controlled Naruto? You need to stop that, Kakashi told him. You're going to ruin your hands if you keep that up. As Sasuke just shrugged as he went off to punch the tree again. But Kakashi grabbed his hand as he helped him bandage it up. Now I know who did it. It was Itachi. I know better than to fight him. When I saw him, I was at complete shock to see him here. He didn't even acknowledge me, said Sasuke, feeling bad as he remembered the terrible memories about his parents. But I gotta say, when Naruto was fighting, Itachi's eyes were hollow. It was like he was sad. Even when he killed our parents, he said as he tensed up. He had some emotion in his eyes. But when Naruto was fighting, it was like he was off. Something about this whole thing is off. And whatever it is, it's not going to end well, said Sasuke. Kakashi knew that this wasn't going to end well. As Kakashi then turned and said, Sakura, come on out. She's behind them all along, listening in on the conversation. She thought that something was strange with Naruto. But now the both of them got it. As she then stepped out of the shadows. I thought that something was wrong with Naruto, she said. So you think it is true? Naruto was forced to betray us? Said Sakura. As she came closer to the two, tears still falling down her face. So, what Itachi said made more sense, she said. What? What did Itachi said? The both of them asked her. He said that he was doing this for Naruto, said Sakura. So you think we can get him back, Sasuke? I want him back, Sakura said. Sasuke nodded. We will get him back, Sakura. I promise you that, Sasuke said. Well, if you guys want Naruto back so badly, how about we help you guys out? As Team 7 turned around to see two figures coming from the woods. As Team 7 almost fainted when they saw who it was. We are going into a flashback when Naruto was 9 years old. Naruto stood outside in the training field with Kisame. Kisame was explaining a very complicated water attack that would take a lot of chakra to pull off. But that would have to wait because the woman with the blue hair and the paper wings were coming towards them, Conan. As she landed beside them, Conan, what can we help you with? Kisame asked. As he stood up, Pain wanted to talk to the boy and discuss a few things with him. As she signaled for Naruto to come over, Naruto didn't really talk to Conan, so he wasn't so sure. But Kisame then nodded as Naruto felt a sigh of relief, knowing that he could trust Kisame. After that, she led him inside of the Akatsuki base and deep underground. Naruto saw many skeletons in the dungeon, and people were still alive, mostly ninjas from the Cloud and Konoha, and they were being tortured. But he passed them all as Conan led him further in the base. As Naruto came to a room, as she opened it, "We are here," she said. "What is going on, leader?" Naruto asked. As Pain looked and turned to him, "Take off your cloak and your shirt," Pain said to him. As Naruto did as what he was instructed. "Hold still, I will paint a symbol on your chest," Pain told him. Pain then painted a symbol on Naruto's chest, and Naruto had no idea what was going on. The symbol started to glow as it absorbed inside of Naruto's body, and it was gone. "Do not move, Naruto. If you move, you will die," Pain said as he stared at Naruto, as Naruto was now kind of scared what was going on. Then a green light erupted from Naruto's chest. Naruto then started to scream out in pain as it was burning him, as a seal spread all over Naruto's body. as there was nothing anyone could do to stop the pain, as Naruto kept screaming out, as he cried silently, as the pain flew through his body even more. Even though Leader told him not to move, Naruto had to do what Leader said, or he would die. His mind started to go blank, as the symbol burned into his chest, as Naruto sit there, not saying a word. "It's done," Pain said. "Naruto," Pain said, as he threw Naruto's cloak and his shirt back at him and told him to put it on. As he then sent Konan to go and get Itachi and Kisame. As she exited the room, Naruto put on back his shirt and cloak. Without saying a word, he was just silent, as both Itachi and Kisame came into the room. "What is this about, Leader?" Itachi asked, as then he saw Naruto sitting on the ground. "Naruto, what happened?" As he rushed over to Naruto instantly. He was impatient and pissed off, because Naruto wasn't acting like normal. He wasn't saying a word. It was like he was in a weird trance. "Calm down, Itachi. What I did was a precaution. I have the same thing on Deidara, Sasori, Kakazu and Hidan. What I did was put a control seal on his chest. I used yours, mine and Kisame blood mixed into it. So only us three can control him," said Pain. Itachi nodded in understanding, as he looked at the dull eyes of Naruto. How long before he turned back to normal? Pain then ran through some hand signs, as Naruto instantly fell asleep. When he regained consciousness, he will be back to normal. But guys, I'm ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. And remember to share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. But for now guys, I'm out. Peace.